Hi everyone, this is Yari and welcome to my life. Today I will share with you what I learned from my darkest moments and how I overcame those times, and maybe it will be helpful for you if you're going through the same thing. So hear me out. First thing is, no matter where you are at in this journey, you need to stop and realize that you need to accept the situation. There are some moments that maybe happen to you or some situations that you've encountered and you think you didn't deserve to go through them, but however they happened, and it was not in your power to control those moments, and you need to start learning how to detach from moments in your life, from situations, from people even, because you cannot control everything. One practical thing that helped me and when it worked for me, it was documenting everything. Some people have this freedom of expressing themselves through like videos and documenting everything in terms of like recording everything, and for some people they're just like they don't feel comfortable sharing that on camera. But for others it works like writing down, or for some people it works like moving yourself, practicing some sports, trying to get up in the morning earlier, or starting like implementing smaller habits that I spoke about in the previous video. But for me it's like this. So it costs like $2. It's something like so small but so significant, like you cannot imagine what power this does to you. You cannot imagine how much power you gain after you possess this thing. So this is basically a notebook. I won't open it because I wrote down some things, and trust me, it's a lot of material here. But here are my ideas, here are my feelings, my experiences, and this is not my first one. So for me, this type of expressing my feelings worked since I was a kid. And ever since I was a kid, I've been legit, yeah. I remember who I was in those moments. I remember how much passion I put into things, and I remember even the bad situation that I used to go through. They were like horrific in those moments. But now that I'm rereading it, it's like, oh my gosh, this used to be my problem, you know? And it's like so small comparing with adult life gives you, and life in general, like, you know, it's certain things that are happening in our lives. But no matter what, like if you reach the bottom, the rock bottom, you cannot go any lower. You can only rise and go above. So good thing. Invest in yourself in the first place. Invest in your health. Invest in what you're watering your mind to. And if you want to like be aware of what is surrounding you, of like how to read better people or how to improve some social skills. For me personally, what helped me sometimes it's hard when you are in a situation that you don't want anymore. Maybe you are in a family where you don't want to be anymore. You cannot change that. You cannot change where you're coming from. You cannot change your parents, you know, but you can choose how to live your life, and you can choose if your opinion matter. You can choose if they have this power to control your life and dictate your story, or you can just get up, go put some work in, get yourself better, put some like knowledge, invest in some knowledge, invest in some books, some courses. There are like a lot of free resources out here on the internet. There's AI also. You can discuss with ChatGPT, or you can discuss with other like tools if you don't have the financial resources. But what really helped me understand people better and how to read them better, and how to like to see if a person is good intended or not. Of course, you cannot 100% know like if a person is good intended or not, but you have that first thing is like your instinct, what your instinct tells you. And the second of all is like your capacity of reading people and the capacity of understanding your feelings and how your body is working. Is your body rejecting some some situations, some people. Are you starting to feel sick when you're surrounded by certain people? Well, that's a sign that you are not in a good place. Your energy is just getting lower and lower, and you're getting sick because you're getting attacked. Okay, so first book is this book, which is like a masterpiece. It's called Surrounded by Psychopaths. And maybe if you start reading this book, you will think about yourself that you're psycho. You know what? The people who are thinking this about themselves, they're not totally, because a psycho doesn't know it's a psycho. So this book opened my eyes when I was hitting the rock bottom, you know, like I just realized that I was manipulated. I was realizing that I was manipulated. I was like learning how to protect myself and how to stand up for myself and how to actually eliminate myself from that situation. So this is very good if you're being in a narcissistic relationship. This is very good when you are in an abuse situation, and this is very good when you just want to see how to work with people and how to recognize people better and their intentions. Second book, it's this one, Let Them Theory. Maybe you've heard about it because it's all over the internet. It's written by Mel Robbins. She has also like good podcasts, as I've watched on YouTube. But this book is like very good if you're a control freak. If you like have this urge to control everything and try to change people, if you're a people pleaser, if you are like the savior in every relationship you're having, like it doesn't matter, you're a parent and you try to save your kids, if you're a wife and you try to save your husband, or if you're a man and you try to save your mom or your girlfriend and try to dictate her life and change her and make her change for you, and if you're just putting action and energy in all the situations in your life, this book is really helpful, and it's like literally step by step what you can do, actual examples, actual exercises and practical exercises you can do to shift the energy and focus and claim it back. Make it come back and claim it back. This is very good if you're a people pleaser, if you're like a control freak. It can help you develop like empathy, because it's not only that you get your energy back, it is the way you react. If you're reacting, actually, it's the way you do it. It's, do I really want to react to this, or just I'm taking notes, I will write that down in my head, and you know, once I feel I cannot stand this type of disrespect, it's not something that I can change, it's just the person who it is, just that's how the person it actually is. You know what, I won't react to this. This is not who I am. I'm not gonna like tolerate this disrespect, or you know, some certain things. So this book, it's very good. I highly recommend it. And last but not least, this is not a book. This is a course. It's called The Artist's Way. And this is like a, it looks like a book, but it's actually a course. And I will explain a bit this book, because I will, it says also in the book, but I will explain to you how you can read this book. First of all, you don't need to read it as it is. Like, you don't need to just take page by page every day for like 30 days. This is not a book that you can read every day, because it has some exercises in it. And if you really want to have this 100% like this experience over this book course, you need to respect the things in this book. And I am highly encouraging you to give it a try and to see what this book can do to your life. Like, literally, it changed my life. And I will explain a bit why. A fascinating and fun 12-week-long program of exercises and explorations to help you loosen up your artistic self. 3 times in the last decade, I've committed to doing the Artist Ways program, and each time I've learned something important and surprising about myself and my work. Without the artist's way, there would have been no Eat, Pray, Love. Okay, so if you're lacking of creative, if you're lacking of self-confidence, self-love, you're not happy about your environment anymore. You don't know how to change that environment. You don't know how to find your way out of some situations in your life. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's like a group of friends. This book tells you literally step by step, week by week. So it says like it's a 12-week program. You can start today. You will need to read only like few pages, and from there you will instantly have some exercises, practical ones, and you really need to commit to them in order to see a result. So when I started reading this book, I said, I cannot deal with so many things in my life. I cannot like implement a new habit now and have reading every day. I was in a state of mind when I couldn't do a lot of things like in the same time frame. And I said, I will only focus on reading this book. And when I started reading this book and I realized like, well, actually I need to stop here because like it's a very practical thing. It helps you activate your creativity. It helps you fighting yourself. It helps you going back to your roots and to who you were as a child and what you actually liked as a child before you got into the world and other people's programs that were implemented in your head. This is like a journey back to your soul and your inner child, and how to regain passion in like your life, in what you do, how to change your narrative in terms of like career, relationships, friendships, and everything. But the most important thing is like a journey back to your inner soul. And it helps you like rediscovering yourself and regaining that power to be passionate about something, to put some actual work and have real life goals. And to be honest, it really helped me. It made me want to dream again, you know? I used to have a lot of big dreams when I was a kid, and when I stepped into like life and I encountered a lot of situations and I needed like to be on fight or flight mode for like a long period of time, and I needed to like fight for the things I wanted. I literally needed to put some work in. Those like dreams faded away somehow in the background without me realizing that I was losing them. And I was just like having a career, like a regular job that I'm still having, by the way, and I still do that thing. But this book made me realize that being the Lulu is actually the Solulu. So I really recommend this book, and I will speak maybe in a separate video only about the impact that this book had over like me. And you can find audio versions of these books on YouTube or on some websites if you don't have money to purchase them, or you can ask ChatGPT to make some resumes for you, because I think they're like, it has some resources to create this. And but if you do have money to buy these books, I highly recommend them. That was it for today. Thank you for listening to me, and don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. We have the comment section here. I will be as vocal as I can, and I wish you a great day.